During the time of getting interested in folk music, we came across the radio ballads. I mean, obviously meeting Charles Parker and everyone talking about the Big Hugh and, you know, all the different radio ballads. We listened to them and we were sort of blown away by how they tapped into a working class culture. And, you know, instead of the working class being put down, as they often are in cultural situations, this was a celebration of the working class and the different trades and the different professions and the lives of the people and their lifestyles and their histories, you know. And it was just a sort of incredible experience to hear this. And when Charlie said to us, well, we're going to put on the Big Hewer, but call it the Collier Laddie, basically, and we're going to stage it. Would you like to be involved? Well, we sort of jumped at the idea. We couldn't see how that was going to transfer from what was then a record onto a stage. That was quite a leap to think, oh, how on earth are they going to do that? But when they said that they were going to take slides as well, so you've got a changing backdrop of slides, that we were going to sort of transcribe the music and use it, you know, and then Roma was going to sort of get it on stage, basically. I think then we thought, yeah, it might very well work then. I think as a first production, it was very successful, but thinking back on it, it was quite static. You know, it tended to be someone getting up, saying a bit of actuality, retreating into the shadows again, you know, and then songs, and there was recitative, and there was, you know, sort of music going on in the background. It was an exciting form. We had some amazing experiences travelling around the coalfields, basically, doing the performances. So I think that was my sort of introduction, really, to Banner.
Nothing's a topsy-turvy. Janie wants a football, and Peter just seems happy, pushing Browns along. Makes you feel so guilty. Kids are such a worry. Doctor, tell me, where did I go wrong? But boys must be boys. It's a fact of human nature, and girls must grow up to be mothers.
That's why I went into a strange world of people who were, one, either professionally or economically what I would call middle class. They were educated, you know, that had degrees, so there was a different circle of people altogether, you know. So that didn't worry me at all, because they were very warm, very, very good people, you know, very sort of welcoming and things like that. But yeah, I think the first thing I can remember being in the office in Lozells, and you know, this is all new to me, and all of a sudden Fran Rifkin, who was a member of the core group at the time, came in to the office, and it was before they went into another room where they would be talking about the show a bit. And suddenly it was that, you know, to do a relaxation sort of exercise, you know, sort of like everybody lie on the floor and sort of take deep breaths and all that kind of stuff. Right, breathe in, hold it, and all that kind of stuff. And it was, that felt really sort of, thought, what the hell's going on here? Do you know? I thought it was just really strange. But it was part of their environment, part of what they did, but it was just completely alien to me. You didn't, you know, the idea of, if you like, deliberately concentrating on relaxation, whatever, it just didn't happen. You just got on with life. So that was quite strange, and I felt a little sort of out of my bubble, out of, you know, doing that, and I felt, you know, it was a bit strange, to say the least. I thought, you know, I hope bloody Val would never see me doing this. She'll think I've gone around the bend completely.
You've got a chorus, so please join in. hold the ticket line. Hey, dive back, what's the hurry? Hey, Anton, what's the rush? We're going down to London to stop that bloody bus. Hey, man, we're quoting Burnell and the other South Wales mine. We're down the big and shovel, they're off the ticket line. Hold the line, hold the line. We'll be there before the dawn to hold the ticket line.
They're coming down by Cranmer, they're on the motorway. They're coming in 10,000 and they'll be here today. The engineers from Bromwich Revels steal the Tories late. They stood beside the miners as they followed, so we came to hold the line.
Hold the line. We'll be there before the dawn to hold the ticket line. From Glasgow down to Manchester, from Cardiff up to Crewe, from Brighton and from Liverpool, the word is going through. United we will stand, but divided we will fall. So get behind your banners bright and rally to the call. Hold the line, hold the line. We'll be there before the dawn to hold the picket line. Malgap, Bill Coo, Linden Striker. There's only one acceptable settlement. We want our old jobs back. We're not just fighting for ourselves, we're fighting for the whole working class, for all future generations. What's happening here is happening everywhere. This is a principle. Now once again, they're on the line once more. Nation women workers fighting for us all. Standing on the picket line 24 hours a day. No more private contractors, no more cuts in pay. Hold the line, hold the line. We'll be there before the dawn. Hold the picket line, hold the line, hold the line. We'll be there before the dawn. Hold the picket line, hold the line.
So I think the key things that I got from Banner is, again, I can't say this enough really, with hindsight it turns out to have been an incredibly invaluable apprenticeship in all sorts of things. So the apprenticeship was in a sort of politics of struggle. It was in how culture can be used to assist that struggle. And also I just became a better musician through working with all the different people involved in Banner, and the even though sometimes that was challenging, nevertheless, the outcome was really positive, as it were. One of the other things, as I said before, is it gave me an understanding that I never had before of the political tradition of song, which is different from folk traditions. I think actually different from traditional music. It's related to it, and the two are often conflated, but they're not the same, and it gave me a deep understanding of that, which I've carried on trying to understand and build on as I've gone. It introduced me to the radio ballad form, and that's been a key element in all the work. That's been a key element in all the work I've ever done since, because I think it's a really powerful form. So even every single thing I've done, I think I can probably say is in some way, if it's been a significant project at least, and I've had authorial control over it in some way, as a collective or personally, I've used something of that radio ballad form.
Come on, man! Come on, man!
This is an official picket, brother. We're asking you not to cross the picket line. Are you a trade union member?
I am.
Well, in that case...
Ted, strike picket, South Yorkshire. In the first week of the strike, the National Strike Coordinator got on the phone to me. He says, we'd like some pickets down at Dover. Right, I said, how many do you want? 1,000? Do you know, I literally heard that phone fall at the other end of the line. No, he says, we'll get back to you. Well, finally, he got back to me. By then, pickets, he said, we'd like 2 carloads for 24 hours. I'm terribly sorry, I says. There's 2 coach loads just left for the week. And that was the extent we were organising in South Yorkshire. Andy Lackenby
When the managers were leaving Steelhouse, which is the main divisional complex, we were stopping them on the way out, as well as on the way in. It really upset these managers, see, because it was their own time they were losing. We'd let contractors in to do safety work, and with 2 contractors' transit vans, with some pickets talking to one transit van, and the rest of the pickets talking to the other. And you'd see the drivers. They'd just switch off their engines and say, "Keep talking," because they weren't bothered about getting home. And the queues, they were just building up at the back.
This is a song that was written by Willie Traynor, who was a strike picket from Motherwell. As I was slowly passing by Samuel's yard one day, I met an angry picket, here's what he had to say.
At the corner I was standing, a lorry passed me by. I then turned round and waved him down, these words at him did cry. You're no getting in, you're no getting in. And if you try to knock me down, I'll put one on your chin. So don't get me angry, and don't get me riled. You bloody cowboy drivers are getting me wild.
Ewan gave permission for them to have the script of The Big Hero as a one-off production. It was only ever meant to be performed once. I think we just asked people who were interested. And you know the way you think, oh yes, I'll have a go at that. And that, we all had a meeting down at in Herefordshire, where Phil and Charlie lived. And it sort of came together. We just stayed there for the weekend, agreed we'd do it as far as I remember. And off it went.
So I met Dave, and what was really interesting from the beginning was the number of pieces of the way in which we performed and operated were identical. With having had no contact with each other, this thing about highly presentational theater, musically based, you really started to understand this is driven by the audience and the relationship with the audience that you're trying to remake in some way from the traditional theater world that often in its most classical form doesn't even acknowledge the audience is there. There's that fourth wall thing. Yes, they know you're there, but yes, no, you don't really know you're there. And it's the opposite of that situation. So Dave and I really got on extremely well because it kept being, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that, oh, Latin American solidarity, oh, labor unions, oh, did you ever get a labor union that really, you know, gave you money and then really hated what you did? And so, all of this kind of stuff. We had just been through such enormously similar experiences, and it certainly made me realize the extent to which those experiences had shaped what the theater looked like and how it was done. But the piece, of course, with Banner that was different was the actuality. And I'd seen a little bit of that. Dave Watt, when I was in Australia, had an old reel-to-reel black and white video of, was it Call Your Laddie? I think so, yeah. And I was just, it's quite blown away because I'm going, here they are like using the radio stuff that I've been doing, and they're using it like on stage. They're not trying to get actors saying it, they're actually like just using it. And it actually works.